So let's talk about Wayfinder Echoes. This game is hands down the best version of Wayfinders that I've played yet, and trust me, I don't say that lightly. In my opinion, this is what the game should have been from the start. Forget the MMO angle, because for me this feels like a nice kind of mix between Darksiders and Borderlands, and that's something I can definitely get behind. Now, Wayfinder Echoes has seriously upped its game from the early access days. Combat is a lot snappier. Fast travel and load times are practically non-existent between areas. Remember those kind of cool armor and weapon skins that you've seen from the early access? Well, now they're actual armor sets and actual weapons that you can find in-game. These armor sets will come with different rarities and can really change your playstyle, as well as having different stats that you can have different echoes in. So if you want to be more crit-based, more health-focused, or maybe you want to boost your ability power, then you've got the freedom to build your Wayfinder and your weapons in various different ways, which is absolutely awesome. Now, Wayfinders themselves, the characters, the heroes, are now unlocked much faster than they were in the MMO, since the MMO followed the kind of crafting requirements similar to Warframes, where you would have to craft each component separately. I think I had all Wayfinders unlocked within a few hours of following the main story of the quests in the game, so you will have the freedom to level each Wayfinder or whichever one you want fast enough. Now, as for leveling the Wayfinders themselves from 1 to 30, it is also much easier, since there is experience caches that are rewarded at the end of dungeons or at the end of killing bosses and so on. You can use these on your existing Wayfinder if you want to, or you can just keep them in your inventory and then spend them on an alternate character to bring them up to level 30 as well. Once you're done, completely up to you, but the experience itself is much faster. Now, the 2 early access season passes that were there for us during the early access, where you could, I guess, get the progress and unlock kind of subtle little rewards through that, they're still in the game for free, so you can advance them at your own leisure. And the new talent tree system in game is a bit of a game changer as well. It's based on your account level, and you can boost your Wayfinder even more due to the bonus stats that you can get within that talent tree. Plus, those points will then carry over to all of your Wayfinders. So if your account is level 20 and then you jump onto a fresh level 1 Wayfinder, then you can bump up its potential by spending talent points and making the leveling experience just that little bit better. Also, you can equip high level armor and weapons on low level Wayfinders, which will give them a nice bump in damage. Now, endgame is where things will get very interesting though. With Mythic hunts, you'll be farming level 38 gear, from weapons to armor to accessories. You'll even get level 30 plus echoes. Mythic hunts have added some mutators to these boss hunts that you have to use in order to ramp up the challenge and make them that bit more interesting. And you'll also get a currency for completing a Mythic hunt, which will then be spent on a Mythic item of the Huntmaster, which is the vendor, which you're seeing on screen now. As you can see, there is a heroicness on offer. Now, the game now has mounts for quicker travel around the open world areas. There is more patrols of enemies in those open world areas as well, making it feel a lot less, I guess, empty. There is some tough open world bosses. There's plenty of new puzzles to solve. Honestly, Echoes is better in every possible way. Now, I have been critical of the shift from MMO to solo co-op, because when a game changes, I guess, this much after you've put money into it, it feels a little bit like a betrayal, and Airship Syndicate fully understand this. Now, since the announcement of it going from an MMO into a solo co-op kind of drop-in, drop-out experience, Airship Syndicate have had a few interviews and let people know exactly the situation they found themselves in. And it was basically that they were, I guess, left in the lurch by their publisher. DE closed the publishing wing of its department right after a already rough launch for Wayfinder, a rough launch that was heavily impacted by bad servers, which were also supplied by DE. So they found themselves at a crossroads, right? They had 2 choices. They could scrap Wayfinder, or they could try and rework it into this single-player co-op experience to still give the people that backed it and still, I guess, get the game out there. And thankfully, they chose to stick it out and rework Wayfinder, letting us still experience a game that I guess the developers in the studio have clearly poured their hearts into over the last few years. Now, it is a pretty good example of making the best out of a bad situation and coming out hopefully stronger on the other side. So definitely hats off to Airship Syndicate. Wayfinder Echo is a really good experience, and it is definitely worth checking out. If you are a founder, there's nothing stopping you jumping in and experiencing just how good it is now as a co-op solo game, compared to, I guess, the issues that it had as an MMO, with a lot of the lag, the rubber banding, I guess the connectivity issues, and now you're going to have something else. Oh, and there still has all of the housing in the game, even though it's single player co-op. You can still have your house, you can still have all of the pets and everything that goes with that as well. But like I said, Wayfinder Echoes is a really good experience. Let me know in the comment section below if you are someone who is jumping back into it, what you think of it. Have a great day, have a great week, and as always, thanks for watching.